Intro music fades out. Okay, let me ask you this. How often do you see a race get completely flipped upside down because two top favorites decide to fight each other instead of focusing on the rider getting away? Because that's exactly what happened on Mont Ventoux in Stage 7 of the Tour de France Femmes. And honestly, this might be one of the most fascinating examples of self-sabotage I've seen in pro cycling this year. Let me break it down. So here's the setup. Kasia Niewiadoma-Phinney wasn't even the biggest name in that breakaway. But when she accelerated, the two pre-race favorites, Demi Vollering and Marlen Reusser, started attacking each other behind. Every time Vollering threw in a dig, Reusser had to respond. And every time they did, their average speed dropped. Meanwhile, Kasia? She just kept motoring up the road, steady as a metronome. By the time they realized what was happening, the gap was gone. Game over. Yellow jersey flipped. But wait, was this just bad luck, or did they literally mark each other out of the race? Let's dive in. First off, let's talk about the psychology here. When you're Vollering or Reusser, you're not just racing the course, you're racing the perception of each other. If you're Reusser, you've seen Vollering crush time trials before. If you're Vollering, you know Reusser can climb like a demon. So when Kasia surges ahead, what's your instinct? Protect your position? Or attack your rival before they do the same to you? It's a classic prisoner's dilemma. And in this case, both sides chose betrayal over cooperation. The result? They both lost. Personally, I think this says more about the pressure of being a favorite than it does about poor tactics. When you're the hunted, every move feels like a threat, even if it's not. Now, let's zoom out. One thing people misunderstand here is assuming that racing harder equals better results. But cycling isn't just about watts and heart rate, it's about conservation. And when you've got two riders trading blows like boxers in the final round, they're burning matches they might need later. What many don't realize is that on a climb like Ventoux, momentum is everything. You don't just sprint randomly, you time your attacks. Vollering and Reusser didn't do that. They reacted. And reaction is rarely strategic. From my perspective, this wasn't just a tactical error, it was a mental one. They let fear dictate their racecraft instead of sticking to their plan. But here's the deeper layer, this isn't just about two riders. It's about team dynamics. Let's remember, Vollering's SD Works team is built for control. Reusser's team DSM? Same thing. So where were their teammates in this chaos? Why weren't they directing traffic? Because here's the thing, when your leader starts panicking, the whole team's strategy unravels. And that's what makes this so fascinating. It wasn't just individual mistakes, it was a collective breakdown. A detail I find absolutely gripping is how quickly the narrative shifts when favorites stop looking like favorites. Suddenly, Kasia, who was never the story, became the story. And that's the beauty of cycling, it rewards the opportunists who stay calm while everyone else loses their head. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Could this have been avoided? If Vollering had listened when the race leader asked her to stop attacking, would it have changed anything? Honestly? Probably not. Because the damage wasn't in the attacks themselves, it was in the lack of communication. If Reusser and Vollering had even a moment of clarity to say, hey, let's just cover Kasia together, they might have saved themselves. But once that rivalry switch flips on, it's almost impossible to turn off. That's why this moment matters so much, it's a case study in how ego and instinct can derail even the most calculated plans. So what's the bigger picture here? This wasn't just a single stage or a yellow jersey change. It was a reminder that in elite sports, the mind is the most fragile tool. You can have the best legs, the perfect team, and the ideal course, but if you can't control your reactions under pressure, you're toast. And for fans? That's what makes this so addictive. We're not just watching bikes go fast, we're watching human nature play out in real time. So next time you see two favorites going at each other, ask yourself, are they racing to win, or racing to prove something to themselves? Outro music fades in. What do you think? Did Vollering and Reusser blow their chances, Or was this just the unpredictable magic of cycling? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more deep dives into the drama behind the jerseys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next climb.